Okay, greetings everyone, and welcome to the preview of Chapter 5 of Opening Skinner's Box, Quieting the Mind. This chapter is about Leon Festinger and cognitive dissonance. And this is Festinger up here in the upper right corner. I always like to have pictures. Pictures help me just visualize and stay engaged in the reading. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is take a list of some topics that I've pulled out from the chapter. And what I want you to do is get out a sheet of paper, and I want you to write down each one of these. And I want you to write down any background knowledge you have about any of these topics. If you don't have any, then just write none. Leave some space in between them, about half a page, because you're going to be doing something with this list on the next slide. So what do you already know about Marian Keech, also known as Dorothy Martin? What do you know about cults? What do you know about the book When Prophecy Fails? What do you know about Leon Festinger? What do you know about cognitive dissonance experiments? What do you know about Audrey Santo? What do you know about the Catholic Church and miracles? And what do you know about the Catholic Church and canonization? Go ahead and pause the presentation here, and again, write down whatever your background knowledge is on each one of these. Okay, now in that space that you left, I want you to spend 5 minutes Googling each one of these. So Google it, write down what you learned, add to your background knowledge. So you're just going where you left that space. Don't change anything you wrote before. So if you wrote something down that was incorrect, it's okay, leave it, because I want to see this entire process. So write down anything that you find out in your quick 5-minute research of each one of these, and take notes as you go. All right, now, before you read, you should always picture walk, preview the chapter. So go ahead and open your book. Quieting the Mind starts on, let's see, it is page 113, so you should go there. And when you preview a book like this with no pictures or subheadings or charts, I would just recommend scanning for proper nouns, so names of people, places, and things, and just make sure that you feel like you know what each one of those things is, or at least if it's in underneath a topic. But just page through the chapter one page at a time and just kind of scan through, and if there's anything else that you feel like you need some background knowledge on, add it to your list and look it up. Again, pause the presentation here to go ahead and do that. All right, next step is to read the chapter and complete your QQMS, your questions, your quotations, your major support, and your main idea thesis statement. I've given you your thesis statement starter in Chapter 5 of Opening Skinner's Box. Slater writes, and then finish that sentence. So go ahead and read the chapter and complete your QQMS. And lastly, I want you to do some reflection. So after you've completed your QQMS, reflect on the reading process with this chapter. I want to know how it went. How did your pre-reading research help you as you read? Be specific. Give me specifics, like you can tell me I looked up Marian Keech and I learned this, and that helped in this part of the chapter because of whatever. What was still unclear or muddy about the chapter? Define cognitive dissonance. I'd like it in your own words. How is the Marian Keech cult an example of cognitive dissonance? How is, according to Slater, Audrey Santo an example of cognitive dissonance? How does Slater, a Jew, handle her own cognitive dissonance over Audrey and the oily Jesus statues? And do you have any remaining thoughts, questions, or concerns? So please address each one of these questions after you've completed your QQMS. Just come back to the presentation and please answer these questions. When you're done, you're uploading 3 things: your pre-reading work, the background knowledge that you had plus your research, your QQMS, and your final reflection. And that's it for Chapter 5, Quieting the Mind.